Hey. Yeah, it's probably about time. Do one of these things. Welcome to the channel. I'm John, small time reseller right here, coming at you. And anyways, that's what I do. So I will sell some books on eBay, and when I do that, I'll come here, I'll tell you all about them, and hope you like it. Because if you don't, well, I apologize up front right here and now. I'm sorry. Doing the best I can. Anyway, this is all I do. Come here, tell you about books I sold. I don't do any garage sale videos. I don't do any yard sale videos. I don't do the GoPros at the Goodwill bins. I'm looking at my hands all in gold, like gold sheathed swords flashing in the sun, watched by perfumed women from their balconies. As much as I do love those videos, this just isn't the right time for that. So all I do is tell you what I sold. And again, hope you like it. So we're going to get into it because I have 33 books. Some of these are doubles, sold multiple copies of one book, so it's still going to be long. And I'll apologize for that as well. Sorry. Anyways, here we go. Let's get into this thing. Ready? I think I got a good spot for books. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. So I did manage to sell this. Okay, Virgil, Hart and Osborne interlinear translation. So it's interlinear. It's got like the Latin text, and then right between that and the next line, it's got the English translation. It's a pretty cool book. It was in terrible shape. I don't know how much I paid for it because it was in a lot of books in a nice little antique store kind of thing down in Freeport. But I didn't pay much for it. It's a whole stack of stuff for like 20 bucks. Anyhow, I sold that for $10. That went to South Houston. So just right up the road for me. No, sorry. That went to California, which is also up the road for me, but just a little further along. The next one, reverse selling. This was $15. Went to Florida. This one was a Goodwill bins buy, 33 cents for this sucker. Also, this one is Path of the Specialist. $10 went to Texas. I did get this one at the bin drop in Lake Jackson. I think I pointed the right direction this time. Yeah, I think that's right. Anyhow, how to do day trading for a living. Another $10 sale to South Carolina. So we've had reverse selling, which is like a real estate book. Then this how to do day trading for a living. You know, that seems to, those kind of books sell. Guidebooks, how-to books. I always pick those up if they're new. And so yeah, that was pretty good. They were cheap, you know, $10, but again, I paid 25 cents to 50 cents for these. I sold 2 more of my SIM cards. This is the one that I bought quite a while back. I got 60 of them for like $24, and I've been selling them for about $8 a pop. Free shipping, so every one that I sell, I make like $3 or $4, and I've sold quite a few. I sold some earlier for like 10 or 12, so I'm into the profit on those. Still got quite a few left, and you know, they're easy to ship out in a little padded envelope. All right, this one is called, this bridge called My Back. I had initially 4 or 5 copies of this. They've all sold now, so I sold 2 copies of this week, both for $12. One to Washington, one to California. So it's nice when you can, this was at the bin drop, and they just had a stack of these books. You know, I got 4 of these, and there's another book that had 5 or 7, and I've sold all them. I love it when that happens because it's just, you know, one listing, multiple quantities. All right. This one went to California, the NIV application commentary on 1 Peter. As we always say, religion sells, religion sells. Here's another one that sells, the Counseling the Culturally Diverse. I've now sold 3 copies of this thing, so 2 of them this week. One of them was in much better shape than the other, so I sold one for $40 to Hawaii, and the other one that was in worse condition sold for $25 to California. So then I sold one earlier, that same title. So look out for Counseling the Culturally Diverse. 50 PMP exam prep questions. Don't know what the PMP is. I could make something up, but I won't right now. $15 to Texas. And the next one. So you can see a lot of these are $10, $15. My per sale average this week was not what it was last week, but still not bad. Moving inventory. The projective cast, architecture and its 3 geometries, $10. Went to Connecticut. Here's a little better sale. The Criswell Study Bible. So I've sold a few study Bibles. Some of them do pretty well. This one sold for $42.50, and it went to Texas as well. Got a lot of Texas sales this week. Oh, this is fun. I've had this one forever. This was Broth. I can only assume I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a Dutch book on dogs. And $15 went to Georgia. I'd had this up for a long time. It was way over one of those way left shelf books. And I got it at the bin drops for 33 cents. It's a beautiful book. These illustrations of dogs, but it's all in Dutch. And this is when I first started picking up books to sell. And I was like, do Dutch readers buy books on eBay? I don't know. But this one, so this went to a buyer in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I noticed the address was on a master's course drive or something like that, I thought, ooh, this guy's got to be rich. So I did a little snooping. You ever snoop on people? Like look up their house on Google Earth. And yeah, this guy could definitely afford my book. He was a CEO of a company. I won't obviously give any details, but it was kind of fun to see, ooh, that guy bought a book from me. How fun is that? Usually the ones in Hawaii, I'll often look and see where they live. All right, so moving on. English-Chinese Dictionary of Chemistry and Chemical Engineering, $30. Forward to Virginia, this was 33 cents. The Goodwill bins. Next one was a bin drop book, so 50 cents. Map Tech Embassy Cruising Guide to Florida. If you need it, you need it. $35. That went to North Carolina. So we're getting some better sales here. This is another good one. The NFPA 72 National Fire Alarm and Signaling Code. So again, if you need it, you need it, man. $35 went to Illinois. That was bin drop. Nursing Research Generation. I can't read my writing. Generating and assessing. I really can't read my writing because I don't think that says endives, but that's what it looks like I wrote here. Generating and assessing evidence. Not on dives. $22 to New York. LSAT trainer. This is like the third or fourth one of these I've sold. This is by a guy, last name Kim. I think it's Mike Kim. So if you see this one, the LSAT trainer, this one sells pretty quick. $18.50 to California. And this is another one that I've sold multiple copies of. Oh no, I think I have. Can't Hurt Me, Master Your Mind, Defy the Odds. This was $10 to Wisconsin. I took a best on that one. I think I had it up for 12 or 15. Here's another one that was a Goodwill bins. Goodwill bins. I've had it for quite some time as well. One of those you get a lot of watchers on. I've sent out a ton of offers. Nothing. And finally did sell for $30. The Rosicrucian Principles for the Home and Business. Cool title like that. Rosicrucian. You know, someone's going to get that. That went to Montana. And next, Foo Fighters. The Color and the Shape. This is a guitar tab book. One time I was at Goodwill bins and there was a stack of these kind of books, just guitar tabs. There was Eric Clapton, there was the Eagles, there was Foo Fighters, there was Buck Cherry. Can't even remember the other ones, but I probably picked up 7 or 8 of these books for 33 cents each. They all had a $1 sticker on them, like they'd been in a garage sale probably and didn't sell. And I've sold several of them. And so this one, Foo Fighters, $12, went to Michigan. The next one, also Goodwill bins. Mabel Lucy Atwell, $15, went to Ohio. Moving along, the Nephilim Chronicles. Never heard of it, but somebody liked it. Somebody in Washington liked it and wanted it and paid me $12.50 plus shipping to send it to them. Happy to do that. And someone in Pennsylvania needed to learn Excel 365, the essential skills. Not those, unnecessary peripheral skills that nobody really wants. Essential. That's what we need. So somebody paid me $25 not to ship that off. I was going to say to teach them Excel 365, but that probably wouldn't happen. All right, and somebody in Florida was very interested in the Native American Herbalist's Bible. Paid me $20 to send that to him, which I was more than happy to do as well. Another religious book coming up here. This was the Ryrie NIV Study Bible. Ooh, that's a second study Bible. I forgot they're both study Bibles. $24 to Ohio. And then we had Boosting Achievement. This is a wonderful book. I've used it in work. This is the second copy that I had for some reason, and a wonderful author. Yeah, so if you need to learn about teaching ESL, that's a good book. I went to Tennessee for $10. Moving along, back to the top of the page. Had so many, I had to start up at the top. That's a good thing right there. All right, Veterinary Anatomy Coloring Book, $10. That's the one that went to South Houston. See, I had that because that's at the top next to the first one. The next one is Filet Crochet. Is that how you pronounce it? Filet Crochet. I keep wanting to say filet gumbo when I see that, but that's not it. Filet Crochet, $13.50, went to Texas. And then now we're down to the biggest sale of the, whatever it's been, almost 3 weeks probably. The Trail Guide to the Body. So it's a spiral bound edition. It's interesting because I had one on my shelf for quite a while. Then I got a second one. I listed it yesterday, I think, and it sold right away. And then the second one sold like a few hours later. So one of them the first one was my asking price of $50, $50 to Indianapolis. The second one, they sent it off for $35. And I was like, yeah, I just sold one for $50. Do I really need to cut a deal? So I countered at $45. They came back at $40. And then I noticed the address was at an Air Force base in North Dakota. I'm like, military discounts all around. So yes, I took $40 for that. So there you have it. I kind of like my little chair set up here. I don't know. I feel a little more subdued than normal. Could be because the wife's sleeping and the girls are being suspiciously quiet back in their bedrooms. So, yeah. That was 33 sales for a grand total of $659.95 for an average of $19.99. 19.998. So I'm calling that $20. Excuse me. So that's all for today. Hey, I put my store on vacation hold. I was able to do that without actually getting a store. Still thinking I might do that. It's hard to figure out a lot of things, for me at least. So I was able to just go in, and I had an option of either kind of closing it down so people weren't able to purchase, or allowing people to continue to purchase, but just having the message that the buyer is away until, I think I'll put January 3rd. And that's what I did. So I was getting sales while I was gone. We went to Colorado and New Mexico. And while I was gone, I was able to, still get sales. I think I had 8 or 9, because when I came back on Monday, I had 10 books that I had to box up and ship out, which was kind of fun to do. And so I've been able to keep up. So yeah, happy about all that. I appreciate a lot of the content out there lately. Mike over at the Used Book Guy, he's put out a great video about taxes and how to kind of organize all your things, which I've watched a couple times. Now that the rules have changed, so over $600 you're gonna have to pay taxes apparently this year. So that'll be most all of us. So I need to keep organized there. So I appreciate him. Shane over at the Curator of the Lost has also done some really good, helpful videos and about whether to buy a store or not. So I've been watching that one a couple times too. And yeah, so all the guys are out there. Everyone, I appreciate everyone so much and all your support. And yeah, so I'm gonna end it right here. And thank you all for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Adios.